Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Grassroots Cricket. I'm your host, Behram Qazi. You can find me at Def Mango on Twitter. And with me today is my dear friend and OG Grassroots Cricket host, Nawab Hassan Hussein Qureshi. And we'll be previewing the Pakistan versus Australia Test Series down under for you in this video today. सबसे पहले हसन भाई, welcome back. And कैसा feel कर रहे हैं इस series से पहले?
Thank you, Behram. Always wonderful to be back with you. Obviously, ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाने से पहले हर सीरीज से पहले थोड़ा सा डर भी होता है, बट थोड़ी सी एक एक्साइटमेंट भी होती है कि कैन वी फाइनली राइट द रॉन्ग्स जो हम इतने अरसे से देख रहे हैं. एंड आई थिंक वी गो इन लाइक our new captain said without anything to lose really. And the team director said I think अगर हम जाके अच्छा परफॉर्म करते हैं, who knows, it's a possibility to do well, so we shouldn't, हमें माजी को इतना नहीं देखना चाहिए, मुस्तकबिल की तरफ देखना चाहिए. एंड कुछ नए चेंजेस आए हैं पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट में बड़े अरसे के बाद, so who knows, maybe it can go out and be something different for us. And I think abhi aim jo hai is just get that win on the board again. It's been a long time since we won on Aussie soil.
It's been a really long time. In fact, I was born in Feb 94, and the last time they won a test match on Aussie soil was Sydney 95. Mushtaq Ahmed in particular inspired Pakistan to that victory. Aapne to dekhi bhi hogi. And I like the fact that new skipper Shan Masood, he's going in with that nothing to lose mentality, and they just want to go out there and express themselves. And like Mohammad Hafiz pointed out, they are there to beat Australia, not just compete. And बातें तो सभी अच्छी लगती हैं, मगर क्या आपको लगता है this team has it in them to actually, conquer those demons and finally win a test match in Australia after or since Sydney 95?
When I look at some of the teams that have gone in the past, Behram, when I look at that 99 team, and it amazes me, yes, and I will say this till my dying day, we were robbed in Hobart, absolutely robbed. उसके अलावा भी अगर मैं देखता हूँ तो some very strong teams have gone in the past और वो नहीं परफॉर्म कर सकते. अगर ये लोग एज अ टीम खेलते हैं, they play to their strengths. देखें, एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज याद रखने की ये है कि हमारे पास दुनिया के सबसे बेहतरीन बैट्समैन में से एक बैट्समैन है, ठीक है, जिसका परफॉर्मेंस ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ, ऑस्ट्रेलिया और पाकिस्तान दोनों में काफी जबरदस्त रहा है, जो अब कप्तानी छोड़ के बहुत सारे क्रिटिसिज्म के बाद, उनकी बैटिंग के ऊपर क्रिटिसिज्म के बाद, अब उनके ऊपर वो प्रेशर नहीं. तो अगर बाबर आजम क्लिक करते हैं, एंड बाबर आजम इज टू गुड नॉट टू क्लिक, आपको ऑटोमेटिकली एक अपॉर्चुनिटी बन जाती है आपकी. शाहीन शाह अफरीदी हैज अ पॉइंट टू प्रूव. सो इफ वी प्ले एज अ टीम, अगर हम इस पे बात करें कि जी माजी में भी अगर हम देखें तो 95 में भी मुशी भाई की मैजिक थी जिसने आपको वो सीरीज हारने के बाद एक मैच जिता दिया. 77 में खान साहब की 12 विकेट्स थी जिसने आपको मैच जिता दिया. If we play as a team and we do really well, there is every possibility that we can do well, and there's nothing like it. If you can beat Australia in Australia, going on almost 30 years, I'm giving Behram's age away here a little bit, but going almost on 30 years कि अगर आप वहां पे नहीं जीते तो बिल्कुल you have nothing to lose. Just we have to be ready कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो आपको बहुत अटैक करेगा. So I'd like to see us play attacking cricket. I'd like to see the Pakistan way still implemented. मुझे हारने से इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, मुझे compete ना करने से प्रॉब्लम. तो if we compete and play as a team, yeah, why not? Why shouldn't we believe that anything can happen, Behramji? Anything can happen. We have to believe it. We have to keep fighting till the last ball.
Yeah, as Mohammad Kaif has recently found out that cricket isn't won on paper. You actually have to perform on the field. And I mean, you can never say for certain that Pakistan 3-0 हार जाएगी. And they should look at this as an opportunity to kind of rewrite history. And, आपने कहा compete करना चाहिए, तो शायद Ian Chappell को इस दफा impress कर दें यार. ये भी हम उम्मीद रख ही सकते हैं. और आपने कुछ past victories की बात की. Of course, Imran's 12, and then Sydney 95 is there. Also, they won by an innings in the 80s at the MCG, and also that Sarfaraz Nawaz 9 at the MCG. तो हैं कुछ ऐसे moments. बल्कि पाकिस्तान जब सबसे पहले travel किया था ऑस्ट्रेलिया for the first ever test, they drew it. Hanif Mohammed scored 190 odd. और ये सारी बातें अहमद नकवी के साथ मैंने की हैं एक और podcast में Beyond the Crease का, so you can go check that out if you're looking for a history of Pakistan Australia. But anyway, I'm going to focus on the task at hand right now. And Hassan bhai, Abrar Ahmed has been deemed unfit for the first test at Perth. How big a loss is that to Pakistan?
It is because ek to Abrar brings mystery to your bowling attack. He does bring a lot of control. He doesn't bowl a lot of loose balls. He's someone, the Australian batsman, उन्होंने इसको इतना ज्यादा नहीं देखा होगा. बहुत सारी बात होती है. BQ, you there?
हाँ, sorry Hassan bhai. You carry on. आपकी recording तो वैसे separately हो रही है record, but I kind of.
It says recording error on my side.
It says what?
It says recording error. That's one. Okay, recording is back. Okay.
So you just.
So I'll just start from the Abrar question again. देखिए अबरार इज अ लॉस बहराम, क्योंकि एक तो है कि वो थोड़ी सी मिस्ट्री लेके आते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलियन प्लेयर्स को, उनका बहुत ज्यादा पता नहीं होगा इवन विद वीडियो एनालिसिस एंड ऑल। एक बॉलर को वहां पे फेस करना थोड़ा डिफरेंट होता है। अबरार कंट्रोल लेके आते हैं, ही समवन हु कैन कीप द रन्स डाउन। पर्थ जैसी विकेट पे बात होगी कि आपको बहुत ज्यादा स्पिन की जरूरत नहीं है, बट देन अगेन अबरार हमेशा बहुत ज्यादा स्पिन पे नहीं रिलाय कर, तो आई थिंक वो आपके लिए एक मिस होगा। बट एनी वे गोइंग इन पॉसिबली एक फोर मैन पेस अटैक के साथ मे बी नॉट माइट नॉट बी द वर्स्ट आइडिया ऑल्सो। तो Abrar will be missed because I think he's a player who can make an impact. We saw that. We saw his debut in Multan. You and I were both there, and हमने देखा कि वो control भी लाता है और wickets भी लेके आता है. So I think it's possible कि he would have brought something different. Hopefully he's fit in time for the last Test match, जहाँ पे conditions might be more conducive to spin. And Sajid has been flown over. आपको क्या पर्थ में जरूरत है एक स्पिनर की, अगर स्पेशली अगर आप सलमान अली आगा को खिलाते हैं, बिकॉज वो बैटिंग भी ऑब्वियसली बहुत अच्छी करते हैं, तो उस तरह से है। बट आई डू बिलीव व्हाट अबरार ब्रिंग्स, हिज ओन brand of ability and talent will be missed. Yes.
Yes, I mean, he's a strike bowler, right? And we haven't seen a spinner become a strike bowler for Pakistan since Yasir Shah. और उससे पहले सईद अजमल ने भी काफी आपको वक्त निकाल कर दिया. In fact, that success that Pakistan had in the UAE, which ultimately helped them, win the Test mace, it was on the back of Saeed Ajmal and Yasir Shah. So I do think that Pakistan will
Yes.
miss Abrar Ahmed, क्योंकि वही mystery element आता है. और चलो शायद कुछ bounce मिल जाता. Maybe Noman Ali को वो bounce मिल जाए, but you mentioned a four-man or four-pronged pace attack. Now it is tempting, of course, और हमने ये देखा है पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ, और वेल ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ पाकिस्तान जब टूर करता है वहां पे जाता है, तो taking 20 wickets in a test match, that is a real challenge. Now you could argue that that is a challenge for Pakistan overall right now across all surfaces, but in Australia versus Australia, it is a real challenge. Like काफी मुश्किल काम होता है, और यहीं पे मार खाती आ रही है पाकिस्तान काफी टूर्स. So yeah, what sort of bowling attack would you play, and how do you think they can, set themselves up best to take those 20 wickets in a game?
आई थिंक यूर एब्सोल्युटली राइट कि हमने बड़ी देर से स्ट्रगल किया टू टेक 20 विकेट्स, और नॉर्मली लोग कहते हैं कि डू यू नीड 20 विकेट्स, इफ यू डोंट दैट मींस समबडी has set you about 450 to win, so then you should be able to chase those runs down also. I think Shaheen and Hassan are automatic picks. Shaheen obviously because of the impact he can have. Hassan does bring a lot of experience. वो टेस्ट मैच क्रिकेट में काफी देर से फर्स्ट क्लास क्रिकेट में परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं. I like the balance Fahim Ashraf brings to any side. I think he controls the run rate. He brings a lot of ability with the bat. तीन पेसर्स तो आपके यहाँ हो जाते हैं. अब द टेम्पटेशन टू अबरार के एब्सेंस में, मे बी गो इन, डू यू गो इन विद वसीम जूनियर, and what he can bring, also another guy who can bat, reverse swing लेके आते हैं, or do you go in with the four of them and possibly play Salman as well, kind of giving yourself five bowlers but giving yourself a really strong batting lineup? Or do you, because when I look at Khurram Shahzad, he's an exciting prospect. The idea of maybe him playing at Perth, he does get a little bit of swing. क्या आप उनको Perth पे unleash करना चाहेंगे? Mir Hamza is someone who has shown कि वो बड़ी लंबी spells करा सकते हैं. He's another player who brings a lot of control, gets good swing with the new ball, but the new ball is Hassan and Shaheen territory. So I'm kind of trying to figure out कि it also has to make sense with, especially कि वसीम और फहीम दोनों जो हैं वो स्लाइटली पुरानी बॉल से काम चला लेते हैं. एंड देन अगर आपको ऑफ स्पिन चाहिए हो तो आपके पास सलमान हो अगर, और आपके पास साउथ शकील की लेफ्ट आर्म स्पिन हो, और हमें जितनी दफा वो याद कराते हैं, बाबर याद कराते हैं कि ही इज आल्सो स्पिनर. तो कंसीडरिंग इफ यू डिसाइड टू गो इन विद द सिक्स बैट्समैन एंड sort of like the three all-rounders and two pace bowlers, do I see them taking 20 wickets? I'll be very honest, Behram, thoda sa stress lagta hai. You kind of wish that you had Naseem Shah, especially the way
Yes.
he performed on his debut tour of Australia as a 17-year-old. You kind of wish you had Abrar. You kind of wish you had Yasir Shah or Saeed Ajmal at their peak to give you that opportunity. But at the same time, I think agar ye hamare plans अच्छे होते हैं, another very important thing for Pakistan, Behram, to take 20 wickets, समथिंग वी स्ट्रगल बैडली विद इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया, हमारी फील्डिंग जो है ना ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाके बिल्कुल ही गिर जाती है. तो अगर हम एक्सेलेंस इन फील्डिंग रख सकते हैं, अगर हम अपने आप को चुस्त रख सकते हैं, रेडी रह सकते हैं, टेक दो शार्प चांसेस दैट द ऑस्ट्रेलियंस डू, create those opportunities and not drop catches and miss runouts. We talk about Sydney 95. We lost Sydney 2010 because of our fielding more than anything else. So I think agar aap wo karo, to you can go in with an all-pace attack, especially considering okay, would it be counterintuitive to play Noman? Noman brings a lot of control, very experienced player. He can bat also. So is that what the new captain is looking for? So देखना पड़ेगा. Abrar is a miss. I wouldn't mind going with the four-man attack and kind of playing Salman at 7. He'll give you that spin bowling option. I'd rather play Salman than risk Nomi on a surface like Perth.
अच्छा, आपने सारों का तो नाम ले लिया है, बट जो मेरी पिक है उसका आप नाम भूल गए हैं. आई थिंक दैट ऑस्ट्रेलियन सर्फेसिस पे you'd probably need a hit the deck hard sort of pacer who can also bowl with raw pace, and Amir Jamal is that man. So I really hope that they can maybe try him out, or reverse भी कर लेता है. हमने देखा है he has a splendid
Ah,
Yorker.
Amir can come in for Mohammad Wasim because Amir also bats. Amir has done very well. I would have no problem playing Amir or Khurram if you're leaving Wasim out. But I मेरी नजर में अगर हम चार मैन अटैक को देखते हैं तो उसमें for the roles that they do, because do you leave Hassan Ali out and go with Amir or go with Khurram and keep Wasim also? It could be tempting, but I feel कि Hassan का experience है, Hassan batting भी कर लेते हैं. तो I think ये है, but yeah, I think there's no harm in giving a go to Amir. There's no harm in giving a go to Khurram in Perth, where there is something for the faster bowlers. And Amir has had an incredible season, and he can bat, and he's played a little bit of international cricket and done well for Pakistan. So why not? I think that fourth pacer place is up for grab. The only person I see missing out at the moment is Mir Hamza. Not that because I don't rate him as a player, but I think unka jo role hai, wo kind of miss out ho jata hai. And yeah, maybe go in with. Do you go in with Amir and do you give him that opportunity? Use him in short bursts. Worth a try, absolutely, Behram. I think that's a really good idea. It's worth a try.
I mean, it's a very fascinating conundrum, right? क्योंकि Shaheen और Hassan तो चलो 9 people out of 10 will probably have them starting, right, and sharing the new ball.
Yeah,
तो उनको side पे कर
yeah,
देते हैं, ठीक है? Fahim
yeah,
Ashraf provides amazing balance, and he has also scored tough runs in the lower order for Pakistan. So his batting actually provides a lot of value, and he can give you control
yeah.
with the ball. He won't spray it,
Exactly.
down leg, or give too much width on the offside. I expect him to keep things tight. So he's there for me as well. And Amir Jamal, if he's my fourth seamer, like you said, he can bat, Hassan can bat, Fahim is a batter at this point. मतलब अगर हम उसको इस relative conversation में view कर रहे हैं. And Shaheen's no mug either.
Absolutely.
So because you have that
No.
kind of depth with this four-man pronged or four-pronged pace attack, तो मुझे लगता है कि सलमान अली आगा की जगह maybe you can take a punt with Noman Ali. Now I know not a lot of people will be Noman Ali fans, and sure, he's not the most or brightest player around the block. I guess he is intelligent, but he's no spring chicken. Let's put it that way. Umar to ho gayi hai, no bhi point. But
Yeah.
he could probably benefit from the bounce at Perth, or agar 20 wickets hi leni hai na, to you might be robbing yourself of some wicket-taking prowess with Salman Ali Agha. And that's why I have Noman as the fifth guy. And you also get to bat deep this way. I mean, Noman Ali also bats, right? So there is no right answer to this. Aapki apni soch hai, meri apni soch hai. But we're just, putting out all of these permutations for you guys, the viewers, so that you can let us know what bowling attack you will play. Let us know in the comment section below. Zarur bataiga hame. But anyway, आगे चलते हैं हसन भाई जरा पेस अटैक से. एक बहुत जो पोलराइजिंग टॉपिक चल रहा है आजकल with respect to Pakistan's test cricket is that who should keep wicket. Now Sarfaraz Ahmed has had a splendid year with the bat. He was man of the series versus New Zealand at home, and he saved a test match, a very crucial test match for Pakistan. और वो पहले ही आप 3 लगातार मैच हारे हुए थे, इंग्लैंड से वाइट वॉश हुए हुए थे, वो 4 लगातार मैच हो जाते तो बहुत ही बुरा सीन हो जाता. So Sarfaraz saved Pakistan from those blemishes, and then also performed really, really well in the other test as well. Uske baad, Rizwan has been dropped from the test squad, but he got runs in Australia last time he toured. And as far as wicket keeping is concerned, now Sarfaraz is a brilliant wicket keeper. He's a very loyal servant of Pakistan cricket. Raha hai over the years. Have lots of respect for him, and I love Sefi, right? But if you're talking about keeping wicket for 90 overs in Australia, where the tracks are expected to be bouncy, I don't want to take any chances behind the stumps. So I would have preferred कि Rizwan glove work karta piche, but it seems like, based on what the captain has said and the tour game that we saw, that Sarfaraz is penciled in ahead of Rizwan. मेरी तो राय मैंने आपको बता दी है. आपकी क्या राय?
देखिए, मैं आपसे एग्री करता हूं बिकॉज अगर हम सैफी भाई के खेलने का देखते हैं तो उसकी मेन वजूहात दो हैं. एक तो है कि आपको लगता है कि कंटिन्यूटी ऑफ सिलेक्शन होनी चाहिए for someone who's been performing, albeit in different conditions. Secondly, हम शायद ये ना मानना चाहें, but इसमें थोड़ी सी sentimentality. On paper, it makes zero sense to have him in these conditions ahead of Rizzi. Rizzi जब as a concussion sub भी आए थे श्रीलंका में, उन्होंने वहां पे भी perform किया. Like you said, he got runs in Australia last time. He is definitely your best wicket keeper in terms of glove work that you have playing for Pakistan, right? तो अगर आप उस तरह से देखते हैं सैफी भाई को in Asian conditions जहाँ पे his style of batting is very effective. It was wonderful to see him score that century against New Zealand in Karachi. It was the first time he was playing at home. Wonderful to see the way he performed in Sri Lanka, where spin really comes into it. But high pace, Australia, like you're saying, 90 overs, very hot. इस वक्त इस्लामाबाद और लाहौर में तो ठंड है, तो हमें वो फील नहीं हो रहा होगा. पर ऑस्ट्रेलिया में बहुत ज्यादा गर्मी है. तो रिजवान वुड हैव बीन द बेटर चॉइस. पर अभी मुझे लग रहा है कि हमारी थॉट है कंटिन्यूटी ऑफ सिलेक्शन होनी चाहिए, और वो हमारी थॉट ना सिर्फ हमारी विकेट कीपिंग पे है बट एक तो और पोजीशंस में भी है. तो आई थिंक वो मुझे लग रहा है. इज इट द राइट कॉल? नो. इज इट समथिंग दैट दे फील दे वांट टू डू? यस, आई डू बिलीव दैट ऑल ऑफ अस विल एग्री कि अगर हम मेरिट पे कॉल देखें और कंडीशंस को देखें तो इट शुड बी रिजवान. बट आई फील द टीम थिंक टैंक इज थिंकिंग के सरफराज इज नॉट डन मच रॉन्ग in the last 5-6 games he's played, so he deserves that chance. And hopefully, I hope for his sake, he has a really good series and does well, because it's going to be very difficult to justify Rizwan ko leave out kar Australia jaisi. I mean, I can see Safi Bhai doing well, for example, in a place like Sydney, but Perth would be difficult. But are we taking a horses for courses approach? No, I think हमारा ही उसी पे चल रहा है. And that seems to be what we decided so far. Definitely looking at the warm-up game, it definitely looks like that's the plan we've made.
Yeah, and Shan also hinted that they might play both of them. Rizwan could play as a specialist batter, but then I would counter and say play Sarfaraz as a specialist batter if you're really keeping him in the side for his batting. Magar वही फिर combination disturb हो जाता है. Shan would probably have to open in that case, and it's a tricky one. और आपकी बात मेरे ख्याल से सेंटिमेंटैलिटी वाली यहाँ पे ठीक है कि हॉर्सेस फॉर कोर्सेस को इग्नोर किया जा रहा है जस्ट बिकॉज वही कॉन्टिन्यूटी रखना चाह रहे हैं. एंड आई डोंट एग्री विद दैट कॉल, but I wish Sarfaraz the very best, of course. Like, I hope he
Of
goes on to
course.
perform and prove us all wrong, right? Because that's what we want. We want what's
Inshallah.
best for Pakistan. मगर खैर horses for
Exactly.
courses से ही एक और segue मिला है मुझे. Imamul Haq, right? He averages 29 in Test cricket outside of Rawalpindi. There's a fact for you. And those numbers do not make for great reading. Now, इमाम को एक लॉन्गर रोप दी गई है टेस्ट क्रिकेट में. इनफैक्ट मेरे ख्याल से जब इसको लाया गया था, when Inzi brought him into the test team, sure, he had some early performances, but in my eyes, Sami Aslam ki jagah thi. He
Yes.
definitely deserved that spot. And maybe you rushed Imam into test cricket, and now he's finally starting to find his feet, but these will be very testing conditions. And you've got the likes of Saim Ayub इन द स्क्वाड. अब साइम बड़ा परफॉर्म करते आ रहे हैं, क्रॉस फॉर्मेट्स परफॉर्म करते आ रहे हैं. और हसन भाई, हम ये हमेशा कहते हैं यार कि अगर किसी को खिलाना तो सही तरह खिलाओ. तो अगर साइम को खिलाना था तो फिर तीनों टेस्ट मैच देते, राइट? अब अगर इमाम परफॉर्म नहीं करता तो साइम के साथ भी ज्यादती है, और इमाम को भी आपने मतलब जल्दी डिस्कार्ड कर दिया. सो व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन ऑल ऑफ दिस, एंड डू यू फील लाइक इट्स हाई टाइम पाकिस्तान शुड look to blood a new youngster in that opener slot in test cricket, or should we continue to give that long rope to Imam?
I think when it comes to blooding someone, like आपने कहा, आप उनको फिर proper chance दें. One of the things that people have often said about Imam is कि उनको chance मिला, and the thing is कि chance मिलने पे उन्होंने काफी perform किया. One day cricket में भी, yes, he had a poor World Cup, yes, he had a poor run into it, but उससे पहले he was one of the top 3 ranked batsmen in one day cricket. Test match cricket में भी अभी अगर हम दिसंबर से लेके अब तक देखें तो उनकी पिछली जो 8 से 10 innings में है, he has 100, he has about 450s, yet he also has a few failures, and those are the concerns, right? If you look back to the series, take out Rawalpindi, like you said, तो उसके बाद there's a couple of very low scores in there. There's scores that didn't really become what they should have against New Zealand. So if he's going to look at you and say from December onwards, if he's played about 6 test matches, and in those he's had about 12 innings, or I think 11 innings, and got 5 50s and 100, he will say he deserves to have that opportunity. You will also want to look at the fact that obviously the record in Australia is not that great. It's a brand new place for Abdullah Shafiq. Do you want to be blooding 2 young players at the same time? Abdullah's proven his class as far as Test cricket is concerned, but he's also mostly played in Asian conditions. So, आप Abdullah को एक chance दे रहे हैं. Imam, if he is performing well, Imam, if he's doing well, one of the things Imam has is that he can grind down teams. He's someone जो खड़े रह सकते हैं वहाँ पे. He can bat well. So क्या साइम और अब्दुल्ला दोनों को ब्लड करना? एंड आई एम नॉट सेइंग, यस, आई नो लोग कमेंट्स में आके कहेंगे अब्दुल्ला टेस्ट मैच क्रिकेट खेल चुका है. जी, मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, खेल चुका है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में नहीं खेला. तो डू यू वांट टू टेक दैट रिस्क? डू यू वांट टू काइंड ऑफ, गॉड फॉरबिड, वेट कि अगर आप 2 मैचेस हार गए तो क्या सिडनी में आप चांस लेना चाहते हैं. It's a tough one. Test match cricket में, I'll be honest with you, Behram, I don't have an issue with Imam continuing at the moment,
Mhm.
despite all the problems. Because I think अगर मैं उसके पिछले 12 महीने में टेस्ट क्रिकेट के performances देखूं, he's done okay. I'm not going to say he set the world on fire, but he's done all right. And I think kind of it's reassuring for Abdullah that there is a more experienced player on the other end over there. So I wouldn't want Shan coming up to open. I don't think it's his best position anymore. I wouldn't want to shuffle जहां पे आप शायद आप इतना ही out of the box सोच रहे हो कि आप रिजवान और शान से ओपन करा लें, या रिजवान और make the old Multan Sultans connection and decide to fill the middle order and all. I'd like to see Saim given a chance, but I hope that when the next test number of matches comes along, and if Imam is not performing, I hope we can pencil in Imam for the series against, Saim for the series against England at home, where he has made the bulk of his runs and done well, rather than give him a baptism of fire in Australia. I think longer term, Abhi Aap Imam ko give him a couple of matches, and if he performs well, great. And if he doesn't, kind of go into Sydney pressure free with Saim and tell him, go out and play. But test matches, I don't have a problem with Imam getting some continuity, because I look at his performance over the last year, and he's not done horrible.
अच्छा, बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग टेक है आपकी. आई थिंक यू रेज्ड अ फैंटास्टिक पॉइंट एंड आई हैडंट थॉट अबाउट दिस दैट अब्दुल्ला भी अभी यंग है. इट्स हिज फर्स्ट टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया, तो अगर एक और यंगस्टर को ओपनिंग स्लॉट में डाल दो तो मे बी दैट्स नॉट द बेस्ट आइडिया. एंड आई थिंक दैट्स फैंटास्टिक पर्सपेक्टिव एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी डू दिस व्हाट वी डू. बट yeah, let's see what happens. Of course, it's not just Saim. Abhi Huraira is out of the squad and he had really earned his spot on merit as well. So there are guys over here knocking on the door, and Imamul Haq ki jagah by no means is I don't know, he's just not locked down that position as well as he
No,
probably should
no.
have, I would say. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's talk a bit about the Aussies. And they are the World Test champions. Okay? Usman Khwaja is probably the best performing opener in this last cycle in the world. Okay? David Warner is playing his last series, so trust him to get some scores versus Pakistan. आपने कहा था ना, fielding अच्छी करनी चाहिए पाकिस्तान को. Just don't drop Warner's catch, for the love of God. Just make those stick, right? And I do agree with you कि पाकिस्तान मतलब इस तरह की mistakes की वजह से it could cost them a game like Sydney 2010. And again, going back to that podcast that I did with Emma Naqvi, we spoke about Hobart 99, Sydney 2010 and Gabba 2016. So definitely go check that out, guys. But Australia की ये team एक juggernaut है. They're pragmatic under their leader Pat Cummins. And yeah, I mean, they've got a bowling attack which is very, very enviable. They've got Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins, Josh Hazelwood. Nathan Lyon is back from injury, so he'll be back playing in Australia where he loves playing his cricket. And बाकी भी पूरी टीम stacked ही है. Travis Head has had a monumental year. Marnus Labuschagne and Steve Smith give you a lot of security there in the middle. And Cameron Green type options hai aapke paas, pace bowling all-rounders. They've got a fully stacked team. They don't have any business losing a test over here, do they, Hassan?
No, they don't. And Abhi, you have to keep in mind that they have on the peripheries Lance Morris, and Pakistanis love nothing more than giving a debutant 10 to 12 wickets on debut. And he's rapid. He is seriously rapid. So that's another problem for us. Oh, हमने तो उसको कभी खेले देखा नहीं था. Or then he comes into the equation. You have a very miffed Alex Carey wanting to prove his credentials. And let's not forget, since he fell in that pool, Alex Carey's gone from strength to strength. So maybe it's wearing off. Maybe he needs to fall in the pool against Pakistan again to kind of prove his point. You've got David Warner, who after that article by Mitchell Johnson will want to sign off on a high. Who better than Pakistan to sign off on a high against, who find ways to always get him a few runs, find ways to give him more opportunities.
Exactly.
Usman Khwaja.
Just a bit on that. Mitchell Johnson wrote that piece. Of course, he called David Warner out for not showing enough remorse after Sandpaper Gate. But the larger point over there was that Warner has had a terrible time as test match opener off. And why does he get to leave on his own terms? Give him a test match versus Pakistan. He'll fix that narrative. People will want him to play those two remaining test matches.
Wasn't his last game, one of his first games back after his ban was against us when he got to 300. And I'll never forget when he got to his 300, he hit a ball into the outfield, which at best should have been a 2, and ran a 4 because we couldn't get to it. So, he's looking forward to playing us. There's no Stuart Broad in our team. Usman Khwaja, I am increasingly convinced, was pushed out of Pakistan. जितना उस्मान भाई हमारे साथ ज्यादतियां करते हैं, जितना हमें वो मारते हैं, कोई love नहीं for the motherland. Like you said, he's been the best performing player. They have the luxury of people like Mitchell Marsh or Cam Green to pick between. Pick them both. Mitchell Marsh, incredible World Cup. Travis Head, Like you said, incredible World Cup. Might be interesting to get Kef Bhai's opinion on who should win these matches on paper. But yeah, they have no business losing, and they have a lot of guys who've been performing very well domestically. And you just know that they're going to take a game where they're going to leave Josh Hazelwood out and let Lance Morris come in for a game to have a go at us and just,
Also,
disrupt our plan.
also at the MCG, expect Scotty Boland. He's an MCG specialist, right?
Yeah, yeah, and he does okay there, doesn't he? I mean, it's not like he's got the worst record. What has he got? 7 for 8 was it at one point?
ऐसा
So
ही कुछ था.
Australia is showing you that a horses for courses approach can work very well. They have no business losing a test match. We can only hope that Nathan Lyon, coming off an injury break, he had a very serious injury, is a little bit rusty. We can hope that if they go with Mitchell Marsh, who has only played two first class games back to back, which was in the Ashes in the last 4 years, and he's kind of got that issue where he doesn't bowl as much. We can only hope that, if we go ahead with picking Khurram Shahzad, he metamorphs into Chris Broad and fixes out that issue against Warner. But जब हम उनको देखते हैं तो Behram, the biggest issue for us as opponents is कि कोई weakness नहीं नजर आती, कोई ऐसा problem नहीं नजर आता जिसको आप ruthlessly exploit कर सकते हो. अगर हम वापस जाते हैं और देखते हैं कि जब साउथ अफ्रीका और इंडिया दोनों वहां पे अपनी लास्ट बैक टू बैक सीरीज जीते हैं तो उन्होंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया की बड़ी रुथलेस तरीके से वीकनेसेस को एक्सपोज किया. आई थिंक दिस ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम, इफ इट कम्स अप अगेंस्ट ईदर ऑफ दोस साइड्स नाउ, doesn't have as many weaknesses. And again, हमारी सबसे बड़ी वीकनेस वही है कि हम 20 विकेटें नहीं ले पाते. और अभी भी अगर हमारे पास नसीम होते, अगर अबरार फुली फिट होते, तो आपको लगता कि यार क्या ये लोग जाके 20 विकेटें ले सकते. उनके एब्सेंस में तो और भी ज्यादा स्ट्रेस रहता है. तो या ऑस्ट्रेलिया विल नॉट बी थिंकिंग अबाउट लूजिंग, and they'll be looking at Pakistan and West Indies for this test summer. They'll be looking at already, like you said, defending world test champions, world one day champions, world T20 champions. तो इस वक्त तो वो ऐसे मूड में आए हैं जो स्टीव वॉ और रिकी पॉन्टिंग के नीचे भी नहीं थे. And they will be looking at 5 test matches against Pakistan and West Indies as absolute must wins. And then going into their season and then preparing for the T20 World Cup coming up. So yeah, they will not be looking to lose. And when I just look at their domestic game right now also, we saw Renshaw, we saw Bancroft, a lot of talk about who comes in. बट आप अगर इंजरी के केस में भी देखते हो तो जैसे आपने कहा कि स्कॉटी बोलन इज नॉट इन द स्टार्टिंग 11, लांस मॉरिस इज नॉट इन द स्टार्टिंग 11, टॉड मर्फी इज नॉट इन द स्टार्टिंग 11. You're looking at guys like Cameron Bancroft. You're looking at guys like maybe one of the Greens Cam Green misses out if you go with Marsh. इतनी ज्यादा बेंच स्ट्रेंथ भी है कि अगर वो ये भी फील करते हैं कि वो हॉर्सेस फॉर कोर्सेस अप्रोच लेके या बेंच स्ट्रेंथ पे जाते हैं, दे रियली विल नॉट बी लुकिंग टू लूज. सो इट्स वेरी, आई थिंक पाकिस्तान मस्ट टारगेट टू गेट समथिंग आउट ऑफ देयर. आई थिंक विनिंग अ मैच or not losing the series would be an incredible achievement for Pakistan when you look at how strong the Aussies are at home and you look at our historical traveling nation.
That would be a gargantuan feat if Pakistan managed to not lose this series. And I think you make a very valid point with respect to bench strength. Scotty Boland is a wobble ball specialist. He doesn't even start for Australia. और आपने लैंस मॉरिस की बात की. Of course, there's that Cam Green, Mitch Marsh dilemma, and I think Green probably edges him out, even though Western Australia का ही है Mitch Marsh. Cam Green भी शायद वहीं पे है. I think both of those guys are from Western Australia, but he gives you more with the ball. And maybe Australia looking to manage the workload of their paces and whatnot. So let's see किस तरह वो अपनी टीम खिलाते हैं. शो खत्म करने से पहले हसन भाई, let's have some quick predictions. What's the series scoreline going to be at the end?
I've got nothing to lose. 2-1 Pakistan.
Chale, I'll be a bit more realistic and go with 3-0 Australia. I don't know.
That's
I'm
my
not
second
feeling
pick.
it. बहुत ज़्यादा चीजें हो गई हैं इस टीम के साथ. It's in a lot of turmoil, and I feel like you need to have a steadier unit going into the series. But I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope that they also have
Inshallah.
that kind of mindset कि हम दुनिया को कर दिखाएंगे. And when no one is expecting anything, that's when we're going to finally win a test match in Australia. So fingers crossed on that one. And we'll be continuing to doing these shows throughout the series. Of course, thank you, Hassan bhai, for joining in on this one.
Always, Behram. It's always brilliant to be back with you. And somehow I feel when we discuss series and things, it works out for Pakistan. So fingers crossed, we keep our record going.
Yeah, we're going to throw some good juju towards Sean and his boys. And if you enjoyed this video, do like, share, and subscribe, and leave any comment, whatever you feel. If it's criticism, constructive criticism, whatever you feel like, just put it down there. This sort of stuff helps. And keep watching our content. We'll be coming up with a lot of podcasts in the near future. But that's it for this one. For similar content, stay tuned, and keep watching Grassroots Cricket.